great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. You'll all be happy to know that after this broadcast, I'm going to get my hair cut. Got to get my hair did because my hair is looking a little crazy. And I'm going out of town. Got to look sharp on the plane. I think I'm going to start wearing a mask on the plane. Everybody I know is getting sick on plane rides. I think I might start wearing a mask again just so I don't get COVID again. How is everybody doing? Howdy, Rocio. No aliens here. Fatuma is here. I shared the link to the waiting room. Kadisha is here. James is watching from Haiti. Chetty is here. Hope was the first one. Oh boy, Hope logged in early, 8:47 a.m. We're going to do a 2-hour show, So I'll be here for the next 2 hours trying to answer all of your immigration law related questions. Can I get the show started in any better way than by having Fatuma on? Hello, Fatuma.
Hi, Mr. G. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And you?
I'm doing just fine. Are you coming on the show on Friday?
Huh?
You know, on Friday's our 500th
Hello?
show. I'm going to do the 5-hour show on Friday. Are you coming on as a special guest?
Yes, of course.
I'll send you an email.
And when is the exact? Oh, I'll find through the email.
I'll send you an email. Yeah.
I would love to. Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How is everybody at home? I hope they're all doing great.
Well, the 3 boys are coming home from college soon. So yeah, it's going to be good. We're all going to be together for about a month. So that'll be nice.
Oh, mashallah. Great them for me.
I will.
I'm doing
How are you
good.
doing? Yeah?
We are doing all great. I think now we are in the holiday time. So everybody's at home. No schools.
That's
No.
nice. Nice.
Yeah, we're all doing great.
Has
So tonight,
is your priority date moving at all?
my priority no.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Every time I check the visa bulletin, no movement.
Yeah.
I don't know why, especially in F2B category, it hasn't been moved since 2 years, I think.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The last time it moved, the visa bulletin move is during our priority date become current. That was the first and the last time.
Yeah. Yep. Do you have a question for me?
So since then, it didn't change at all. Yeah, I have a question. And it's about one of my cousins. Her case is F21 visa category. I think it's a permanent resident. It's a spousal visa, right? F21. Okay. Her priority date is 9 November 2018.
Okay.
So, and when I try to check on the bulletin, I know mine is F2B, it falls under the F2A.
Correct.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay, when I check to the visa bulletin on final action date F2A, all chargeability. You know, her case before she was in India and then she transferred to Nairobi. She get a documentary qualified September 17, 2023. And her case now is in Nairobi. And when I check visa bulletin, F2B, all chargeability. F2A, all chargeability. So it says...
What's her priority date?
Her priority date is 9 November 2018.
Okay, so they should be working on her case.
But up to now, she still didn't get interview letter. And I think her priority date is already passed when you check on F2A.
Right. I'm going to share the visa bulletin here in a minute. So you're right. So she's F2A, February of 2019. And what did you say her priority date was? 2018?
Our priority is 2018, 9 November.
Yeah, so they should be working on the case. They can issue now. There might just be a backlog at the embassy for an interview. Has she heard anything, or what's the latest she heard?
The latest email she got through National Visa Center, it was 17 September 2023, and they say your case is being documentary qualified.
Yeah.
They told her that we will send you interview, but they didn't send her tonight. Luckily, right now she's my cousin. I am at her house. I came to visit her tonight, so I told her, let me see. She didn't know. She didn't know immigration thing, so I tried to see. Then I found out her priority date is already passed. So I said maybe
if she only became documentarily qualified in September, then that's only been 3 months. She's probably just waiting for an interview slot to open up. That's all that's left. But they can issue her the visa once she has the interview.
Yeah, but she didn't get the interview letter. Yeah.
How long ago did the State Department receive the case from the USCIS? How long has the State Department had the case altogether, Fatuma?
Her case, I think it was a long case. She got married, then her husband go back to the US. He filed for her. She get 3 kids now. So
3 kids. Wow. Well, she can sue if she wants. Why hasn't her spouse become a citizen? Why hasn't her spouse become a citizen? Is he eligible?
Her spouse he became a citizen. I think when they give birth the 3rd child. When she gave birth her 3rd child, her husband became a citizen, but before he was a permanent resident.
So she's not even F-21 anymore. She's not F-2A. She's an immediate relative. She needs to notify them that she's the spouse of a U.S.
You know why I'm telling you her? You know why I'm telling you her visa was F-21? Because I checked through her account.
Yeah.
It was C. I think CEB, something like that. I put her case number and invoice ID number. Yeah. That's when I found out her priority date and visa cases category F-21.
Right, but has anybody notified them that her husband became a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, they have already been notified. He told them. In fact, he emailed them in VC.
Okay, well then they might want to sue. They should sue because this case is taking way too long and they probably are confused. She's the spouse of a U.S. citizen, so they should be working on this case. Her priority date must be from like 4 years ago. This is ridiculous. They probably need to sue because it sounds like the embassy's confused.
Yeah. And her, she was in Mumbai. She then moved to Kenya. She then have 3 kids, so it's like long.
Yeah. Do the kids all have passports?
Every time they told her, the case is like it's being delayed. I don't know.
Do the kids all have passports?
2 kids, not yet, but there's 1 kid who is getting a benefit of a U.S. citizen because he was born when his father became a U.S. citizen.
Fatuma, you should probably, I'll email you about coming on the show next Friday. You should email me back and we should talk to her and the husband and you, all of us together. Not on camera, but just us talking.
Oh.
Not on the show.
Oh, okay.
Not on the show, just like you talk to me because you're my friend. So you and I can talk to her and try to explain to them what's going on. It sounds like they're confusing some things.
Thank you very much. I will let him know he's a US now. My cousin is in Nairobi and I'm in Nairobi too. I'll let them know.
Yeah, so I'm traveling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but we can set it up. We can talk like on Thursday, all of us on Google Meet or Zoom or something, okay?
Okay, on Thursday next week, right?
Yeah, next week.
Thank you. I will appreciate that.
Okay.
God bless you.
See ya. That's our favorite. That's Fatuma. How about that? I see Albert's in the waiting room again. Albert was on yesterday. Albert, do you have a question for me or are you just hanging out in the waiting room? If you have a question for me, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm going to kick you out because you can't just watch in the waiting room. Let's see what Arnab has to say. Hello, Arnab.
Hey, Jim.
How are you?
Good. First time on the show. Been following you for a while.
Welcome.
But
Thanks for
not too
coming
long.
on.
Yeah, and so I'm going through the green card process through marriage.
How's it
And,
going?
well, we filed in August. So it's not been that long, but I was in H-1B, then unfortunately got laid off. So that was not fun.
No, that's not fun.
I went through trials and tribulations through that, still going through it. So, of course, I can't work. And then we moved back home, like within the States, moved back where my wife's family's at. It's been a little bit of a struggle for sure. And things
So
are.
you're living with your in-laws?
No, actually, we've got an apartment.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But nevertheless, I don't know why the sun, yeah. Okay. Nevertheless, so today, this morning, actually, just logged into my USCIS and saw something good, which is RFE for medical.
That's good.
So just kind of wondering what the next steps might look like. Of course, I've sent it to my attorneys to schedule the medical. But what's that going to look like? And if you could shed some light on the medical.
Your attorney schedule your medical for you. We make the clients do it for themselves because we don't know their schedules. We don't schedule the medical. We just have the clients call the civil surgeon, and usually we have them call a couple to see how much it costs, and then they schedule it for when they want to meet.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I guess.
In answer to your question, I would say 70% of the time when you get medical, you get your green card in about 30 to 60 days. The other 30%, you might still have an interview. It's still delayed. Like, just remember, Arnav, that up until a year ago, every single marriage-based case had a green card interview. So USCIS is still sort of feeling their way out. Yeah, see, James is saying, I've had friends have USCIS request a medical and still get the interview. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, 1, be ready for anything. 2, it's a good sign. 3, hopefully it's just going to sail right through and you won't have an interview. But they're still trying to figure out how it all works together. So the fact that they're not doing interviews, sometimes the fact that you get the medical doesn't necessarily mean it's going all that faster.
Okay. It could go either ways, but definitely a good thing that's happening.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, does it affect the EAD in any way? Because I've been waiting on it, and the status of it has changed a couple times. But very recently, it changed from 2 weeks to 1 week within almost a day. And then the third day, we received this RFE.
I don't believe anything about those online portals. I think they just are wrong most of the time. But I do think that the fact that they sent you an RFE for the medical is a good sign that your EAD might be coming soon, or you might just get your green card soon.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, I think that's the questions we have for you, but definitely want to say thank you very much for what you're doing.
For sure.
Watching the show, and there have been many times where I've told my wife, I wish I had seen you 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago when I was immigrating, or when I was traveling into the US on an F1 or H1B. And people need to know things that you help with. And, usually attorneys don't talk about F1s or J1s as much. They're focused on green cards and H1B, but what you're doing is just out of the world. Thank you very much, Jim.
Thanks, Arnav. Good luck. Let us know when you get your green card, okay?
Sure thing. Thank you.
Hey, buddy. Congrats. Yep. All right, Albert, do you have a question for me? Give me a thumbs up if you do. Yes, thumbs up if you have a question. All right, let's see.
Now,
what's up, Albert?
I spoke to you about my niece yesterday that is planning to get married to her husband, fiancé for now, in Africa, in Congo. Now, the situation is that that fiancé is in a very difficult situation because of political issues. He can't stay in the country.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. So now he was thinking that he wanted to come through Brazil and come and ask for refugee status at the border, at the southern border.
No. That's just going to make everything harder. It's going to take much longer. Tell him to just keep waiting. He's got a nice, clean immigration path by getting married to a U.S. citizen. If he comes across the border, then the case gets much harder to be approved. Just tell him to wait.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought that maybe being married to a U.S. citizen will make it easier. No.
Not if you enter without inspection.
Okay. Or if you go to the southern border, you have to go through immigration now and appeal.
No, that's not an entry. He doesn't have permission to come. When you come across the border, it's like sneaking in. It's going to the southern border. That's not a thing.
Okay, I see. Okay, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you very much.
Bye, Albert. See you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, that was Albert. Had some nice comments here from Rich. Jim's doing such a great job helping each and every immigrant. You've been amazing, man. Shine light into a lot of cases, save people thousands of dollars without making bad decisions. Thanks, Jim. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not always right, but a lot of times I know what's what. As I mentioned, James said that he's had friends get requested for the medical and still get interviewed. This is a funny comment from Dick Rolla. I have green card in hand, but online I still show waiting for a decision on EAD. That'll probably be there forever. All right, Roki's here. Hello, Roki.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Yes, Jim. I was on the show like last week, and I asked you if I can leave to my home country because I just got my conditional green card after being like overstay my visa. And you told me, if you remember, you told me you shouldn't go by yourself. You need to go with your spouse.
I remember.
Yes, I talked to my wife now, and we're trying to make a plan to go my home country on March 2024 for 4 weeks. But the problem now is she cannot be with me all the 4 weeks. She can be with me only the first 2 weeks or to do last 2 weeks. So do you think we'll be fine like this when I come back?
Yes, but I think if you're asking me, Jim, do you want her to come for the first 2 weeks or the last 2 weeks? I want her to come back with you at the same time.
So you mean I go first, stay 2 weeks, and then she enjoy me, and we're back together?
And then you fly back together. Yep.
That would be good. No problem at the border.
Well, I can't guarantee there will be no problem, but I think it helps your chances of getting back in safely a lot.
Okay, that's good. Another question, please, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Yeah, and I was watching the show. Someone like he called you and he said the USCIS approved his green card, even he has the deportation order. The USCIS they make a mistake.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. So let's say maybe because I overstay my visa for 7 years and I was moving from address to another address. Let's say maybe the USCIS get the same mistake. How can I check that?
The only way to check that would be to do a Freedom of Information Act request on your entire file. I mean, you have to understand, literally, Roki, that's the first time I've ever heard of that, I think. Right? So I've been doing this for 16 years. That's the first time I've ever heard of it. So I don't think you need to worry about that. If most people, because they check to see if you've been deported or in deportation when you apply for that green card. So that's something that they check. So that was a very unusual circumstance. The one thing you could do if you really want to feel safer, is fill out a G639 and ask for your entire immigration file, and they'll send you your whole file on a CD, and it might show in there if you got ordered deported. But I don't think you need to worry about this.
Okay, so it'll be fine.
I think so.
All right. That's it, Mr. G. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're the best lawyer ever. Thank you.
Bye, Roki. See you, man. All right. We got some friends of the show here. Matt saying, we're loving the surprise 2-time show today, Jim. Thank you, Matt. Robert says, that portal isn't accurate. We had my wife's green card for about a month, and then I got a letter saying my I-130 was approved. Well, there you go. Thank you, Robert. Robert will be on the show next Friday. Why are refugee travel documents taking so long? Because they don't care about refugees. They don't care about asylees. Everybody's travel documents are taking a long time. And USCIS acts in this fictional world. Well, we're going to get those work cards moving. Oh, how are you going to do it? Well, we're just not going to process anybody's advanced parole or refugee travel documents. That's why, because they're dopes. They can't chew gum and walk at the same time. That's the real answer. Susu's here. What's up, Susu?
Hi, Mr. Jim. Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I have a question. I'm good. I have a question for a friend. She has a follow application that is pending. She had her son in it, but her son's father is a U.S. citizen. I want to know if her son's father can file an I-130, an I-485, an I-765, and an I-131, while her vow petition is pending. Is that possible?
So how old is the kid?
He's 9.
So is it the biological father or a stepfather?
No, his stepfather.
I would have
No,
to
the biological father. The biological father is a U.S. citizen, and his stepfather is a U.S. citizen. So I want to know if the biological father can do it to him.
Okay, I think I understand now. So let's give everybody a name, okay? So we have Joe, and we have Mary. We have Mary. Mary's from out of the country. Mary and Joe have a kid together, or no?
No.
Okay.
Mary and Joe don't have a kid together.
So Tom and Mary have a kid together, and he's 9.
Yes. Yes.
Tom's a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
And the child is in the United States.
Yes.
And
with Mary.
Mary married Joe, and Joe filed an I-130, and then she later switched it to a VAWA.
Yes.
And on that I-130 and on the VAWA is this 9-year-old kid.
Yes.
And the question is, can Tom, the biological father?
Yes.
Yeah. So one question I would say yes, but my question is the kid already a U.S. citizen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
was 4 years old when his father became a U.S. citizen.
Okay. Was he in the custody of the dad or no? Custody of the mom?
No, of the mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say. Dad can file for all those things that you asked about. I think sort of what you're asking is, can he have competing applications? Can he be on his mom's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is yes. That is yes. The only thing I would say is, before you file all that stuff, I would just make sure that the kid's not a citizen. I don't think that he is, if he wasn't living in the custody of the dad.
No, he wasn't in the custody of his dad.
But that's not the whole thing. I don't have my little book. Like I would need to do a little bit of research first. Like they need to, before they spend that money, having dad do that, let's just make sure he's not a U.S. citizen.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, but the 2 applications can run at the same time. Thank you, Mr. Jim.
But if he's a
citizen,
you're
a great guy.
Thank you. If he's a citizen, they can't approve that I-130. That's why I'm saying that.
Oh.
I need to make a video on this. If you file an I-130 petition for a beneficiary who's actually a U.S. citizen, they have to deny the I-130. And if they figure it out, then you lose all that money.
Oh.
So whenever there's something like that, everybody, like I said, before they spend the money, they need to figure out, is this kid already a U.S. citizen?
He was 4 years old when his father became a citizen.
Well, here's the thing.
He's 9.
Right. So they have to figure it out. I can't tell you that off this call. I would need to look at the rule and the law and all that stuff. Because he wasn't in the custody. That's one factor. There's like 5 factors. So I got to go, Sue. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, bye. All right. How's everybody doing? We're at the 23-minute mark of this 2-hour show, a 2-hour show. I'm going to go for a full 2 hours. This will be episodes 495 and 496. Might I do a show tomorrow? Yes, I might. If you want to know if I'm doing a show tomorrow, text the word show, SHOW, to 314-470-3300. 314-470-3300. I'll probably do a show at the airport tomorrow. Maybe. I might be tired. But I'm going to be traveling for a couple days, so the show times might be strange. If you're not already on our text list, go ahead and get on there. Jason is here. Hello, Jason.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. You'll notice I've got a bit of an accent. I'm actually originally from South Africa, but I do have a Belgian passport. So my mom is a US citizen. She filed for I-130 in April, the 6th of April, 2021. It's apparently at the Vermont Service Center. So it's been in for about 2 years and 8 months. I'm just wondering, so I've got a Belgian passport and I travel to visit her once a year on an ESTA visa. But my question is, on a separate note, am I able to apply for an I-129 H2A or H2B visa to basically be in the States in order for me to spend more time with my family? That's even though I want to, it's like a working visa, an agricultural visa to work, but it will allow me.
But you don't file that. An employer files that.
But can an employer still do that for me while I'm waiting for my I-130?
They can try.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, not every H2A and H2B is granted. Just make sure if they do that and you apply for a benefit, that you always disclose that this I-130 is pending for you, right? Like, don't ever hide that, because that would screw up your chances later. But
sure.
They can try, and it might get approved, right? So it's worth a shot. But as long as everybody's honest about everything, I'm okay with it.
Okay, and then my last question is, if a co-sponsor, does the co-sponsor have to live in the same household?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your answers, and sure, thanks for helping everyone. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Jason.
Really thank you.
Good luck, buddy. All right. Let's see what Tass has to say. Hello, Tass.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Good. I'm good.
Alaikum salam. So I would like to switch the camera off since you say me, okay? This is for confidential.
You are off camera.
Oh, I switched now. So my questions. I'm a U.S. citizen's card, green card holder. First enters here is December 2020. And me and my husband lived together until last year. Last year, our marriage goes troubles, and there is a police case, and there is a protective order in my side. And then our family enter in the situations, and we figure out we need to give our marriage more chance. I moved from our apartment to another apartment, and 6 months later he joined me to my apartment. So should I wait? And I already canceled the protective order, and now we good. So should I wait until I'm still eligible? My coach, I'm still eligible under marriage, like 2 years for citizenship for 2 years and 8 months, or should I wait until 5 years, or what I should do?
So you're the immigrant and he's a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
And did you come on a fiance visa, a visit visa, a marriage-based visa?
The spouse visa.
Okay. And so you're asking me, with this trouble that we've had in our marriage, should I apply under the 3-year rule or the 5-year rule?
Yes.
What do you think?
I would like to apply through our marriage 3 years rules, but I feel worries about if we went together for the officers in the interview, they will ask us about those 6 months and what's going on over there. I feel troubled about that. I feel worries. So that's why I'm coming over here.
So I appreciate you coming on, and it's a great question. And I'll make a video about this too. But I've been doing immigration for 16 years now. And when you're married to an immigration lawyer, sometimes you spend time at dinner talking about immigration questions. We were in the car last night talking about this, and I am pretty much prepared to say that unless there's been no trouble of any kind during the 3 years, the people should apply for the 5-year rule. And the big thing is, if there hadn't been a protective order and you guys hadn't moved out together, then USCIS might not have even found out about it unless they asked you and you told the truth, right? Which you should tell the truth. But this is sort of easy stuff for them to find, right? It's not going to be hard for them to find that there was a protective order. It's not going to be hard for them to find that you lived apart because hopefully you updated your address. And I just think that, I mean, to me also, the other thing is you have to be married all the way up until your actual ceremony, right? So I'm glad things are better between you and your spouse, but I also, as an objective attorney who's not you guys, I say objectively that I don't want you relying on him for your citizenship, right? And if you apply in the 3-year rule, you're back sort of relying on him. And so while I'm glad things are ready, I don't want you to give that power back to him, right? Does that make sense? Did we lose her? I think we lost her. All right. Well, those are my answers. So if you come back and watch the replay, Taz, those are my thoughts, are that unless the marriage has been pretty clean and pretty easy and pretty straightforward, the other issue is that USCIS has changed the way they treat that 3-year rule, and they take the position now in most cases that you have to have been living together throughout the 3 years. So if you break it up by moving out, I think that also gives them another reason to mess with you. So I vote no on the 3-year rule. All right. Mo is here. Hello, Mo. Mo, you're on mute.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm great, Mo. How are you doing?
Okay. My question is, what's the best response to an RFA received about medical vaccination, which we are not subject to?
Why are you not subject to it?
Because we did all vaccination, and they're claiming that we have to file a 601 waiver for the vaccination, even though mistake from civil surgeon and also from one vaccination missed, or he did the civil surgeon missed to do, because we don't know about that. So we don't know everything about it. So, but
how long have you been waiting for your green card?
Oh, since 22.
Would you like to get your green card?
Yes. No, we did. Yes, of course. That's why my question. Yes.
Then
and I know what you're gonna say. Yes.
Do what they say.
We did.
No, you didn't.
We did.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You just said the civil surgeon made a mistake. If the civil surgeon made a mistake,
yes,
and if they're sending you an RFE, that's because they don't have something that they need.
Yes.
So if you want your green card, do what they say.
No, they're asking to file. That's my question. They're asking to file a waiver, and we don't know. We are not subject to the waiver. We did the medical again, but we don't know where to send it. We're going to send it to the address of the 601 waiver, address, or we send it to somewhere else?
The RFE address.
Well, the RFE, they didn't say, they're saying you have to submit the 601. And the 601, the address on it is for the waiver. There is no other address.
Okay, but at the top of the RFE, there's an address in the upper right-hand corner.
Okay.
That's where you send it, and you say you write them back and say, "Hey, I mean, you need to. If I were you, I would go back to this. I would go back to the civil surgeon, and I would document exactly what the mistake was."
Okay.
I would say, "Listen, when we sent you the medical, I mean, I don't think you get to act so mad because your doctor screwed up. So this mistake is not USCIS's mistake. This is technically on your side of the mistakes.
Yes.
Your doctor, you in other words, let me put it to you this way, Mo. It is your burden to show that you have followed all the rules and that you are admissible to the United States. If you sent them a medical that was missing one of the vaccines, then you haven't done everything you're supposed to do to get your green card."
Yes.
So to me, if I were your lawyer, what I would do is I would go back to the civil surgeon and we all need to know exactly what happened. The name of the vaccine that that the doctor forgot to give me is this. And here's the old medical, and you can see where it's missing. I'm now sending you a new sealed medical, and in this new sealed medical, I have taken care of getting that vaccine that was missing in the first report from the civil surgeon. It is in this sealed envelope, and I would say it's on page 7 in row 3. It shows exactly that I've now gotten this vaccine. You got to be very specific. You have to make it super easy for them. So I don't think you need the waiver. I think you're right, but you also have to make damn sure that you prove up that you don't need it. Otherwise, the whole case is going to get denied.
Yeah, my only issue is the address, and I just checked the RFE. There is nothing. There is the only address I have to send it to is the address of the waiver. No other address on the RFE.
Do you have the
and that's the whole dilemma. I know what you're gonna say about to let them know that I'm not subject and put it in a big large letters in the and all that stuff. But my problem is if I send it to the waiver, then it's gonna be lost.
Do you have?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have the envelope that the RFE came in?
The envelope. Actually, the envelope, there is no such address on it. It's just clear, the plastic clear, and it's inside my address. That's the only thing showing.
I've never in my life heard of USCIS sending a request for evidence that didn't have the address on the letter or the envelope. I've never heard of that.
Oh, I'm gonna double check then.
Yeah, double check. And also, if you really can't get any clarity, call USCIS 2 times. The first time you call them and say, hey, I just want to know where my case is pending. Can you tell me the address of where my case is pending? You do that the first time. Then you hang up and you call them back and you say, hey, they tell me my address is or my case is pending at the Vermont Service Center. I'm going to send them this letter and walk them through what happened and see what they say. But I think that's what I would do. I would get the new sealed medical. I would figure out exactly what happened, and then I would send them that letter, like you said, with the big block letters. I don't need no stinking waiver. Here is my updated medical that shows that I've gotten every single vaccine I'm required.
Okay, about the medical, we did the new one with a different civil surgeon. Is that okay too?
Yeah, that's probably better. Yep.
Yeah, we did do it different. So, okay.
But still, you have to walk them through why you've now given them what they need.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'll do that, and I'll call next time when I get everything ready, just to let you know. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Bye, Mo.
I appreciate you, Mr. Jim. Thank you. Bye.
Mo's sick of those morons at USCIS. He's had it. He's fed up. But listen, when your doctor screws up, that's on you. That's not on USCIS. All right. Tass is back. So Tass, I don't know. Maybe you didn't hear my.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't hear.
Oh,
sorry.
I hear the bars. The better things do not rely on him and wait until the 5 years. That the only part it.
Yeah.
So,
the only other thing I said was now they even take the position that if you didn't live together for any part of the 3 years, they can't approve it on the 3-year rule. So I don't think there's anything good about messing with that.
Oh, even if we still in the real marriage and we still have the bank account and all the stuff.
Yep.
So my other questions, if I wait until the 5 years complete, they will not ask me why you filing in 5 years instead of 3 years.
No, they usually don't. No.
Oh, okay. So what's it will be changed if I just file in 3 years? Will be complete the 3 years. You means
if you apply on the 3-year rule, you have extra stuff you have to prove. You have to prove the marriage all over again. You have to prove that you've been living together as spouses. You have to do sort of the same stuff you do on the 751, right? So I don't think you gain anything by applying on the 3-year rule. And I think they'll just sit on the case anyway. When they find out that there's been domestic violence and when they find out that you've lived apart, then what they're going to do is they're just not going to approve the case, because then they're going to hope you get divorced and then you have to file again on the 5-year rule. So I would not file under the 3-year rule.
Okay. And they will not ask me these questions in the file when I'm filing for the 5 years old.
I wouldn't say they will not, but I will say they'll ask you less, and they might not ask you at all. But I won't say for sure they won't. They can ask whatever they want. If someone applies on the 5-year rule, but they think that the old marriage was fake, I'm not saying that they think that about yours, but if they think it's fake, they can go back to the old case and look at it.
Oh, I don't like that, because I have a troubles in the old case, because he did not our marriage contract. He is not physically in theirs in home back in our country, and they suspend our case until we prove it. So yeah.
Right. So you don't want them. I mean, when you apply, this is what I tell people: when you apply for citizenship, it's their last chance to deport you. So everything's fair game. They can go all the way back to the beginning of your immigration history, and they're doing it now. They've been doing it for years now. They can go all the way back.
Even if even he will go with me to the interview and meet the officer with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. That's all my question. Thank you so much.
Bye, Tess. You got it. All right. AJ says that AJ would bug the doctor like crazy if he screws up. Yeah, you should always ask for a copy of your medical when you go. Always ask for a copy. Zachar's here. Hello, Zachar.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm asking for a friend. So he got his green card through marriage in 2020.
Okay.
So he applied for I-751 in December 2021. So it's almost 2 years. So he still married, and he applied his citizenship back in December 2022.
Got it.
So he had a combo interview.
Oh,
I
good.
think in July this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he only had I-751 interview. So officer did not conduct the citizenship test. He said he has to review it. He needs some time.
Yep.
So he did not get any decision so far. So they are in a divorce proceeding at the moment. So he's still thinking to withdraw his N400, or
correct.
How should he proceed further?
Yeah, he should withdraw the N400, and he should get working on a 751 solo to file one without the spouse. And he can still get the 10-year green card, but he can ask them to convert it to a solo or a waiver case where he's saying it was a good faith marriage, it just didn't work out. So is his spouse mad at him? Like, is she going to try to kick him out?
Yeah, they are having some issues. So
yeah, so he should move quickly. I would withdraw the N400, yeah, and he should move quickly on getting a new 751 prepared to file without her.
Okay, one more question. So he's actually moving to different state next month. So the file will be transferred to the local office, or how?
Well, hopefully in a month he'll withdraw it.
I mean the I-751. If you change the address,
he's going to withdraw that 751 and file a new one.
Oh, file a new one.
Yeah.
So he actually talked to his attorney. So his attorney said, don't do anything. Just wait for, don't change the address and don't withdraw the application. So meanwhile, if the USCIS schedule an interview, attorney wanted to tell them like he moved from state A to state B. So that the file can be transferred, and then they can convert it 5-year rule. So I don't know. It's not right. I know.
No, that's bad for lots of reasons. That's bad. That's the lawyer trying to hope to get the green card issued before USCIS finds out about all this stuff. But that's a bad approach, because that's going to mess up his citizenship later.
Okay, because we have to inform it, right, within 10 days of moving, and then
right.
Yeah,
I think the lawyer is trying to be a little sneaky, and I think that's dumb.
Okay, and the I-751. So once the divorce is finalized, so then we have to file it later once with the divorce decree, right?
I would. So in a situation like this, we file it before we get the divorce decree, knowing that they'll ask us for it later. But
Okay.
you want to get the new 751 on file, and then they'll ask you for the divorce later.
Okay. So just withdraw the N400 right away.
Withdraw the N400 right away. Get working on a new 751, and then what you try to do is get the new 751 on file, and then once it's on file, then you withdraw the jointly filed one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Jim. That's all.
Bye, Zachary.
Yeah.
See you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Zaid is up next. Hello, Zaid. Albert, I'm not coming back to you, brother. I've come to you 3 times in the last 2 days, so you're last on the list, my friend. Zaid, go for it. You're on mute, buddy.
How are you, Jim?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So basically, I have a very unique question. So basically, everything basically worked out. I have an I-130 on file. Basically, my fiance is from Jordan, and basically we're at the interview stage. They gave us interview date. However, basically we went to office in Jordan, basically, and they told us she has to show basically proof of basically pictures that we are actually basically really married. Now, the one problem basically that we have basically they told us basically that they are probably going to ask for pictures of the engagement. Engagement's basically party, you could say. Now, the one problem with that is I really can't show it because my wife is Muslim, and so am I basically. So we can't not show the basically hair of the woman to a man. So is that going to be a problem for us not to say no?
Well, it's very unusual that a case would get that far for them not to believe the marriage is real. Why don't they believe this marriage is real? Have you not submitted a lot of evidence?
Oh, no. They didn't ask for anything like that. Basically, we went to our office in Jordan basically for the interview, the actual interview. They
Right.
told us basically they're probably going to ask you for the basically photos and videos of the engagement.
Hold on. Who said they, and who is they, are probably going to ask you? That's a very strange phrasing.
I apologize.
Okay.
Embassy in Jordan.
So
US
she had
Embassy
her interview.
She is going to have her interview January 23rd.
So who's they?
Basically, when you do get the interview, the person that is going to be interviewing you is probably going to ask you for that. That's what.
Who's saying that?
It's an office that we went to in Jordan.
So you mean like a lawyer's office. a fake lawyer who helps people get visas? That's what you mean?
No. It's an actual like lawyer's office. But okay. I just did not believe what they were saying. And I generally believe you a lot more than.
Yeah. Well, let's. So a marriage-based immigrant visa case is never going to come down to whether or not you've provided pictures of your engagement. Never. Okay. Because there's 100 points that you get towards proving up a marriage. That is 1 point out of 100. So I wouldn't worry about this. I wouldn't worry at all until she actually has an interview. I'd have her usually they are satisfied when they schedule the interview with the marriage. Most people who go to get their immigrant visas at the window are there for 5 or 10 minutes. Now, do I think it takes longer for Muslim people from the Middle East to get their visa? Yeah. But do I think that they're not going to give her the visa because she doesn't want to give them pictures that have her hair on it? No, I don't think they're going to deny it for that. Now, all that being said, if you're worrying about this and if your spouse is worrying about this, I literally, if this is really something you're worried about, I would print out the photos and I would get a black marker and I would draw a hijab.
Yeah.
Like literally, I would do that.
Oh, okay.
But I think you're worrying about things that aren't ever going to happen.
Oh, okay. So you don't think basically it doesn't really matter basically for us not to show the pictures basically of the engagements or anything like that, right?
Well, that's not what I said. Is that what I said?
I apologize. I misunderstood.
It's okay. Again, you're going to hopefully have lots of other evidence and they might not need it. But if they specifically ask for it, then I think you just crop it out or color it or some way hide it, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're wearing it. When's the interview?
January 23rd.
Yeah. So I think you've gotten this far because they've already decided that this is a real marriage. Now the embassy can always revisit it.
Yeah.
They have that power, but they do that very rarely. I mean, how old are you?
22 years old.
How old is your spouse?
She is currently 18 years old.
So have you ever been married before?
No.
Are you from Jordan?
I'm from Palestine.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a marriage. When they get worried is when Zayd is 85 and she's 18, or Zayd's 65 and she's 18. You guys, this is a very straightforward marriage. These people are probably just trying to scare you, and I wouldn't worry about it at all.
Okay. Perfect. I really appreciate it.
Bye, Zayd.
One more question, if you don't mind. What do you basically suggest we bring to the interview in the aspect of all the evidence? I'm not really sure.
Everything.
Everything? Okay.
Because you never know what they're going to ask for.
Okay.
So like a printout of the I-130, a printout of the DS-260, a printout of all the evidence, printout of the affidavit of support, all that stuff.
Okay. Perfect.
Bye, Zayd.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, Jim.
See you, buddy. All right. Reyes is up next. Hello, Reyes. You're on mute, Reyes.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
I hear you. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I have a question. My brother, he's an ICE hold, but he's married to a U.S. citizen. Was the requirement, or what could we do?
When did your brother come to the United States?
When he was 9 months.
How old is he now?
He is 26. We came to the U.S. when on 99, I believe.
Did he apply for DACA?
Yes, he is a DACA, but unfortunately he lost DACA.
Why did he lose DACA?
Because he did like a high-speed chase, so that he lost it. He went to jail for it.
Mm-hmm. And then how did he show up on ICE's radar?
What is that? I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about.
When did ICE come get him?
Today in the morning. He today was his release day, and he ICE got him today in the morning.
So he's married to a U.S. citizen. Has that U.S. citizen filed an I-130 petition for him?
No, and he has 2 kids with her.
Why hasn't he filed the I-130? Why haven't they filed the I-130 petition?
Because she haven't want to file papers for him.
Does she want to file papers for him now?
She says she was wanting to help, but she haven't. Now she's not backing up. She don't want to help us, I guess.
So that marriage is no help if she won't participate. That's no help.
Even though I have the marriage certificate, it won't help him.
The U.S. citizen, only the U.S. citizen can file the I-130 petition. The fact that you're married doesn't get you any kind of status and no right to file anything if they won't file the I-130.
Okay.
So, did he plead guilty or did he go to trial or what?
He was going to court for that case that he had, and he played not counted, something like that. I believe so.
Did he have a lawyer?
Yeah, he had a public defender lawyer.
Did the public defender know that he was undocumented?
Yes, we told him that he had only DACA and he was married to a U.S. citizen.
Did the lawyer do research to figure out if he pled guilty to the crime or no contest that he was going to get deported?
There was a chance, but they never told him that he was going to get deported or something like that.
Mm-hmm. How long did he spend in jail?
He did 8 months.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's in big trouble. I think if he doesn't have a spouse to sponsor him, I don't know how he's going to stay long term. He's been here a long time though. So, how old are his kids?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry about that.
So he might be eligible for cancellation, but he's got that crime. So it's a complicated thing, but if the wife won't help, that's his best shot. So he's sort of doesn't have a lot to work with if she's out of the picture.
Okay.
So I'm not saying for sure he's got to go. It's worth fighting for. It's worth talking to a deportation attorney. I don't do deportation, but you should make an appointment with a deportation attorney. Where do you live?
In Fresno, in California.
Is that where he is?
Yeah, he's right now, and they're gonna transfer him to another facility, another migration hold.
But in California.
Yes.
Does he have a court date? Do you know? I guess you know. If he just got picked up today, you don't know.
He migration. He has a court date in 3 weeks.
Yeah. So that'll be to see if he can get out on bond. That'll depend.
Yes.
So you need to find him a deportation lawyer before then. So I would start on that on Monday.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You got it. Optimus Prime is in the house.
Yeah, hi Jim.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
I'm well. Sorry, I'm watching soccer. Aston Villa, Arsenal.
I saw you were giving me the updates.
Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. So
okay. That's Mo Salah, right?
Yeah.
What's up?
I do have a question. This is not about my case. There's this older couple that I know that are close to me, so I want to ask this on their behalf.
Okay.
They came here on a visit visa. The husband filed asylum, but unfortunately, she didn't include the wife in the case. So, but he didn't include his wife. He got his work authorization, was working all through, but he passed last week. He wasn't sick. He passed. He's no more now. He's deceased.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, he died. So, but before he died, his case was. I think he lost the case. He didn't win the asylum case, so he went to court. He was trying to appeal whatever it was. He was still in court during that process, but he couldn't complete it. Of course, he died. Now the wife is still here. So I was wondering, and then after he died, now I was wondering if she could file her own case separately now, and also there's also, the way things are in Africa sometimes. Now the man is dead. The man's family back home, they are threatening her, just think that that's insinuating she killed him, basically, something like that. So I was wondering if there's any basis for her to file a case, maybe on the strength of that, or probably, on the strength of the husband's case, because they came in there together. What happened with the husband was he got picked up, and then he applied for asylum in that process. But during that process, I don't know how he handled it. His lawyer filed only for him. The wife was not included.
When did they enter the United States?
I think it should be about 3 or 4 years ago.
And did the husband file within 1 year or after 1 year?
I think it was within 1 year.
But he didn't include her.
Yeah, he didn't include her.
So she's basically been here. She came on a visit visa or what?
Yeah, both of them.
And so she's been in the United States. She wasn't on his application, and she never filed her own application.
Yes.
So basically, all that's there is a long visa overstay.
Exactly.
What country is she from?
Nigeria. And
why do we think that even if the family was threatening her, that the police wouldn't protect her? Do we think that?
Well, that argument can be made, but realistically, the security apparatus in Nigeria is not is not the strongest. But I understand, I understand the basis of the question.
I guess my thought is the chances. This sounds like a very, 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 very weak case, and I wouldn't take it. And I don't think she's going to get asylum. Okay.
Even if she files maybe on the strength of what was happening with, her husband's case, because I assume that they could have filed a joint application at that time.
No, that's over. He's dead.
Okay.
I mean, she might be able to tap into the threats he was receiving, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Their question is going to be, why didn't you file within 1 year of arrival?
Well, that's true, but they were, to be honest, all of these things I'm asking, I'm the one doing it on their behalf.
I know that. I'm just saying.
They're not as knowledgeable as
I know. But they're responsible to be as knowledgeable. Ignorance of the law is no defense.
Right. Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask. I was saying if there was something she could,
No problem. Thanks, man.
Yeah. My case is I'm basically waiting 13 months into the case. Last thing I heard was RFE for medical. Just waiting for interview now.
When was that RFE for medical?
That was in August. I got it in July, submitted in August. Been waiting since.
In what field office?
Chicago.
Chicago's usually pretty fast.
Yeah. I checked the website. It says 18 months. Yeah, anything outside of that period, then you can be. So I'm like 13 months into it.
Okay. Thanks, bud. Good seeing you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So we're heading into our second hour of the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'll be here for the next hour. If you guys have questions, the waiting room's pretty empty. So if you want to ask a question, now's a good time. I'm going to go back to Albert. He's been waiting patiently. Hello, Albert. You're on mute. I can't hear you, Albert. You're on mute.
I was saying thank you for giving me this chance. I have a cousin who has 2 children who are on DACA. One is 30, the other one is 31. Now he's a U.S. citizen. He became a U.S. citizen. Now he was wondering whether it is worthwhile to sponsor them because they are already over the immediate family age. They are not married, they are unmarried. So I was wondering, is that helpful or not so much helpful if we try to sponsor them?
So he's a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
And they are adult children of a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
They're over 21.
Mm-hmm.
And they have DACA. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they have DACA.
That's all that they have?
That's all.
Did they enter with inspection or without inspection?
With inspection. They entered with visas and then they overstayed. They entered when they were like 5 or 6 years old.
Should he file I-130 petitions for them? Yeah, he probably should. Will they be able to adjust their status? No, they won't. They won't be able to adjust their status because DACA isn't good status for purposes of adjustment. Mm-hmm. But what they could do is have dad file the I-130 petitions, hope that things get better. I mean, there's no downside to filing the I-130s. The government already knows they're here. The government already knows that they don't have legal status, and the government already knows everything about them. So him filing an I-130 petition for them, even though it's going to take 9 years, I think that's a good thing to do. But it's not under the current laws and the current situation, they wouldn't be able to get a green card. But it's always good to have an approved I-130 petition from a family member if DACA goes away or if they get in removal or something. And the other thing is, if that were to become current and they could get advanced parole, if DACA is still around 10 years from now and they could get advanced parole, then they could leave and come back and adjust later if they can time it all right. It's going to be tricky. But I guess what I'm saying is there's no real downside to filing the I-130, but it's not going to be a silver bullet to get them into status, if that makes sense.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, I'll tell him so that he can go ahead and file. It can have like a protection, like in the future if there's some like if DACA is nullified by the government, will that be some kind of protection or not at all?
It'd be a little bit of protection, but not much. Nothing perfect.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Bye, Albert. See you, buddy.
Bye. Okay, bye.
All right. I see our Betty Temitape is here. Hey, bud, just real quick. I need to take a quick break. I'm going to put you in charge. I'm going to go get a soda. I'll be right back. You're in charge. So tell everybody a funny story or something.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Temitape Joseph, one of the follower of Mr. Jim. So I hope everyone is having a good weekend, both at job and at home. Thank you, guys.
All right, perfect. My new co-host. What's up, buddy?
I have two things. The first one, it will be like a sentence, which is I think I saw I know it's not in your power, but it's just a suggestion and question.
Yeah.
For most of people, when they come to the United States, everybody know that it's a land of opportunity. Especially from Africa, that we're going through a lot of things.
Yeah.
So what is the best way for someone when he came or before he came here to have a status without marriage? Because most of the marriage, not everyone that did a fake marriage, but most of the American girl, not all, the moment they know that you come from Africa, they know before you marry them, not that you lie, but when things is going on, they use that opportunity to take
sort of
chance with you.
Put you under the thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do
I mean, but you know, I talked about this yesterday in the presentation. There's only 4 ways to come to the United States and to be able to stay. I mean, one is through asylum, one is through the diversity visa. So Nigeria is not eligible for that. Marriage, you're making good points about marriage, and then employment. So really, I think that if I'm 18 years old and I'm living in Africa, and I want to come to the United States, I would learn English and get good grades, and then apply for a student visa. Because if you apply for a student visa, when you're done, you can get OPT and then an H-1B work visa, and then on a path to a green card that doesn't involve marriage. So if I was worried about somebody holding over my immigration status over me and I didn't want to go the marriage route, I think the next best route is F1 student, OPT, hopefully in a STEM field, so science, technology, engineering, or math. So you get 3 years of OPT, and then hopefully someone sponsors you for an H-1B and then a green card. I think that's the best bet.
So there's no anything someone that is working with company and the company willing to help him, but the company, the person have asylum, and asylum is already been denied.
Yeah, I told you that won't. I told you that. I think I told you that won't work, because the rule is your asylum case has to still be pending. If they've rejected it and sent you to the court, then the employer can't sponsor you for a green card.
Okay, the last one is that what if it's someone from Nigeria and other person from Ghana, I just do a sample, or from Africa, and the other part win a lottery. They wanted to marry, not that maybe fake marriage, they met. Can that person that win a lottery fight for the one that is in the USA? Why is already enter?
Oh man, come on now. All right, now. So you're saying, Jim, okay, so first of all, were they married when the person in Africa was selected in the lottery? Were they already married?
No, they met, both of them met in states. They're working.
So I have one person from Nigeria and one person from
Africa's.
Okay, is that a country?
Africa's. Côte d'Ivoire.
Ivory Coast. Côte d'Ivoire. Okay, perfect. So someone comes from Nigeria, someone comes from Ivory Coast, and the person from Ivory Coast wins the diversity visa lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get married.
Mm-hmm.
Can the person from Nigeria get a green card?
Can he get a green card? Because the one that won the lottery is not yet citizen.
Yeah, of course they're not. Of course they're not a citizen. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing the lottery, right? So I think that the answer is that if the marriage occur, I know the answer for overseas. I'm not entirely sure about adjustment, because that would be such a strange situation, but it could happen. I believe that as long as the marriage happens before the Ivory Coast person wins the lottery or finishes processing, then I think they can get it, as long as it's a real marriage. You're going to have to prove up that marriage, and they're going to treat it like a regular I-130. They're going to, you're going to have to prove that the marriage is real and not just to get the immigration benefit. Whenever somebody gets married after winning the diversity visa, everybody thinks it's fake.
Yes.
Because the State Department has seen lots of cases where someone wins the DV lottery, they get married, they give them both a visa, and then as soon as they get to America, they split up. So I would assume they would have practiced it the same way here in America on an adjustment.
No, I think both of them, they're already in Chicago. Is a kind of a brother to my friend. So they are trying to ask me the question. I said, no, I don't want him to get married yet. So maybe you should wait for the lady to become citizen. before they can get married, but they will be dating.
That's another way. Yeah, that's another way. Yeah.
So that's why I say, okay, let me ask my master.
See you, buddy. Thanks for helping.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
I need to, sir.
That's our man, Timit to pay. Our man. Looks like Jason's back with another question from South Africa. What's up, Jason?
Hi, Jim. Yes, a few more questions. My mother, obviously, she applied for the I-130 or filed on April the 6th, 2021 at Vermont, or went to Vermont. From your experience, how long do you think we'll be waiting further? It's been in for about 2 years and 8 months so far.
Well, they're in no hurry to decide that case. They're in no hurry to decide that case, and I'm going to show you why here in just a minute. The reason that they're in no hurry to decide that case, your mom's a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes. Well, she applied. She filed it when she was an LPR, and then she got her citizenship. So we updated it to say that she's a citizen now.
But you're unmarried, right?
Correct.
So right now, they're working on cases from 2015. They can't give out green cards or immigrant visas for people that filed after September of 2015 or January of 2015, right?
Okay.
So USCIS knows that there's all these other cases that they need to work on faster, because no one can give you a green card or an immigrant visa until like 6 or 7 years from now. So that thing will probably sit at USCIS for 5 or 6 years, but you shouldn't worry about it because there's all these people in line ahead of you.
Okay. Okay. And then the next question is, now that we filed it, the I-130, is there anything we should add to that, or should I just wait to hear from them?
Just wait.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and then also on an ESTA visa, how often can I come in and out of the country?
I would say definitely not more than twice a year, and probably better just once a year.
Okay. Okay.
Although I'll tell you, I had a consult with a guy the other day. He just signed up. We're going to do a marriage-based case for him, and his fiance comes on ESTA like 7 times a year for a week, which is crazy to me. I said they should all stop doing that. So if I'm coming on ESTA, I'm coming for the full 90 days, and I might come twice, but I wouldn't come 3 times.
Okay. And then if I do get a sponsor or a employer to give me a I-129 or to do a visa for me, do I then on the portal email Vermont and let them know?
No.
So
don't ever tell USCIS or the State Department anything unless they ask you. No one's asking you if you have an H-2B, so don't tell them. If they need to know, you can tell them later, but you don't need to tell them now. They wouldn't do anything with that. That would change their analysis in no way. So there's no reason to tell them.
But then obviously I'll be allowed to be in the country for a longer period of time.
For 6 months.
Yeah, for 6 months. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Jason. See you, buddy. Tony is here. Hello, Tony.
Hey, Jim. So I've watched your show for a while. First, I want to start by just saying thank you because you've helped me a lot on my process. To give you like the background, I have a K1 visa in Ankara. It's been going on for a while. It took us forever to get an appointment, but we finally got an appointment for January. The application expired.
Are you the U.S. citizen or the?
Yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
Right. My fiance's Turkish.
Yep.
The K1 has expired, right?
Yeah.
And I sent 2 emails to the embassy just to like let them know that we still were looking for an appointment and essentially like waiting for appointments to become available. We finally got an appointment in October. The appointment's in January. My question for you is, I was doing the I-94 and I realized that I owed $1,300 on my taxes last year, right? I'm well above what I need to make. I just don't know if I need to like have a payment plan or like send that to Ankara just in case, or I'm trying to like make sure they have as much as possible to not say that, oh, your application expired and send it back to USCIS.
Well, if you owe taxes or if you're on a payment plan, that won't change that.
Okay.
So let's back up. Let's go over the whole thing, okay? So when did you file your I-129F?
Originally, it was September of 21.
And I see your little American Airlines. Did you meet in Turkey or did you meet somewhere?
Yeah. I was living in Turkey when it was during the pandemic. I moved to Turkey because we all got furloughed, and we met while I was living in Turkey.
Great. And so tell me again the date you filed.
It was like October 2021.
And then when did USCIS approve the I-129F?
January of this year.
Okay. And then what happened next? You started dealing with the consulate and did the ES-160?
Yeah. It didn't get to Ankara until April, and then it expired in May.
How do you know it expired in May? How did you find that?
On the form, it says the validity of the form. The first page, there's like a stamp. It says the petition's approved till May 10th, 2023.
The USCIS approval notice on the I-129F.
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard anything from Ankara at all since then?
No. We sent emails. There's been no response. We sent emails. We called because at first we didn't know. Like, we were trying to see if there was a way to call and schedule the appointment on the phone. They said no. You have to go to the website. We checked the website over and over. Paid for the appointment in June. I think it was June 1st. We paid for it, but then there were no appointments available, and then no appointment. I didn't see an appointment until October. In October is when we probably got an appointment.
And did she go to the appointment?
No, the appointment's not until January. Like, the earliest we could book the appointment in October, the appointment's not until January.
So you have an appointment in January.
Right.
So you did hear from them.
Oh, in that sense, yes. Yeah, in that sense. Well,
what I meant was it radio silence or have you actually heard from them?
Oh, in that sense, yeah. We managed to book an appointment, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So you were calling me because you were wondering, hey, is this tax thing gonna hang us up if she goes? Now, here's what I would say. I would try to take care of it. I would try to get on a payment plan, and I would send her proof of that. I would tell her, don't bring this up.
Okay.
Because usually when you have the embassy interview, they've already worked through the financial stuff. I would say only 1 out of 100 times does the validity of the co-sponsor and all that stuff ever come up, right? So I don't think you need to worry about that. But have her there and have it ready just in case.
Okay.
Is that the only question you had for me, or did you have another question for me? Because I got sort of distracted.
Honestly, that's my only question. Like, that's been like racking my brain because I've watched your videos and I've heard about like, oh, if they see anything wrong, they send it back because the original application's expired. So that's been making me super nervous.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like they're still processing it, though. It sounded like they let you make the appointment. They could say to her, I hope not in January, that this thing's expired, but I don't think that they will. That's not how I've heard it. How I've heard it is they're not sure they want to give it. They either don't schedule the interview or they tell them at the interview, yeah, we're just not satisfied. We're going to send this back. We're going to revoke it and send it back. I think you're fine.
Okay.
I probably worry about that too much, Tony, but the reason that I bring it up is for the people that are starting off. We still file fiance cases here in the office. I just want to make sure that everybody understands what could happen and that they make the decision that's best for them, right? So it's not that it happens all that often. It's that if I have somebody and they're saying, Jim, fiance, spouse,
right?
I'm going to say spouse.
Right. Understandable, right? And at the time, the world was closed, and it was just kind of like, hey, well, this is the best option we had. So
it's all good.
Knowing what I know now, yeah. But
let me know in January how it goes, okay?
Definitely. All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. Muhammad is here. Hello, Muhammad.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I heard recently that it was the anniversary of your father passing away, so I just wanted to say, may he rest in peace.
Thank you very much. That was last Saturday. I appreciate that.
I also was watching one of your shows, and you mentioned that you would like ideas for topics to do videos about.
Oh, you got some for me? Yeah, go for it.
Yes, I do. I have two for you.
Okay.
The form I-129F versus the form I-130.
Yeah.
And the form I-129 versus the form I-129F.
You mean like just talk about the forms or what they're used for or what?
Yes. Just
okay.
talking about the forms and talking about what they're used for and kind of clarifying the USCIS loves to use similar names in the forms.
Yes.
But particularly when talking about the 129 and the 129F.
Yeah.
Like to me it's ridiculous.
Mohammed, what do you do? Are you a student? Do you work? What do you do?
I am a student in the States on an F1.
What are you studying?
I'm studying aviation.
Yeah, so people with a science background, whenever I talk to them, they just can't believe how dumb things are at USCIS, right?
It's ridiculous, Jim. It's ridiculous.
I agree. Okay, yeah, I can do that, and I'll probably combine it all into one. Let's say I-129, I-129F, I-130. They're all right there together. I can do a video explaining all three.
Can I also add something? Can I also add something to the list?
Yeah.
I saw you popping up a screen of the visa bulletin to someone.
Yeah.
And that also had me come up with an idea.
Okay.
The F1 preference category and the F1 student visa.
That's the one. That's the one that really there's no excuse. It's like they're purposely trying to screw people up.
Honestly, as an F1 student in the US, it makes me laugh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Mohammed, like Adele and I, like we taught ourselves immigration. Like I didn't take immigration in law school. Amani didn't take it. Adela clearly didn't take it. We had to figure this stuff out as we go. And I think that's why I can explain stuff to people in plain English, because I had to learn it in plain English. I had to teach, like right out of the box, we started calling I-130s either I-130 here or I-130s away. Like I didn't latch on to adjustment of status, or I didn't know what the difference was between a one-step adjustment and a two-step adjustment. Like we had to teach ourselves this as we go along. So yeah, F1, I was like, how can there be an F1 green card or an F1 immigrant visa? F1s are for international students. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's just personally, as an F1 student, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, even though I'm studying aviation, when I had to go get my F1 visa, I was fascinated by the immigration process. So I may end up going to law school for immigration law in the future.
You should. Then maybe they can hire you and me to work at USCIS and fix all this shit.
Maybe, indeed.
Thanks, Mohammed. See you, buddy. Thanks for the call.
Of course. Have a good day.
Thanks, man. See ya. All right, Salem, I can't talk to you if you're driving, bud. So if you pull over, give me a thumbs up and I'll pull you up on the camera. You're pulling over? Okay, I'll get you in just a second. I've been thinking more and more lately, like, how much money would I have to donate to the Democratic Party that if a Democrat gets elected president who isn't Joe Biden to let me be in charge of immigration? Like, I think I could really turn things around at immigration, mostly because I'm sort of obsessed with speed. We decided this last month to really try to speed things up at hacking immigration law. Like cases were taking too long to get out the door. There was sort of I wouldn't say lackadaisical, but just like, I think we needed to just sort of like focus on speed. Like I told Amani a while ago that I wanted to have a director of speed in the firm. And I've sort of taken on that role the last month or so. So I think USCIS really needs a director of speed. And I sure as hell know that Alejandro Mayorkas and the rest of these clowns they have running USCIS, they're just not doing it. All right, looks like Salem pulled over.
Yep.
Well, hi, buddy.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Good.
Sorry to hear about your father, man.
Oh, that's okay. That was 2 years ago, but I appreciate that.
I hope you get reunited with him in paradise. So.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. I mean, so Jim, I'm actually asking a question on behalf of a family member.
Just real quick, is your turn signal on? Because that's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I closed it. So.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. So I'm asking a couple. Like, I just want to ask a question on behalf of a family member.
Sure.
So she is a U.S. citizen that has been a while outside of the U.S., more than 10, 15 years. And she wants to sponsor her parents on a green card. But the thing is that her parents were previously in the U.S. on a B1, B2, and they got deported. So I kind of want to know what the route for them is and what they should do.
When did they get deported?
I think it was during that time, after September 11, when they gave everyone some time to either get their status adjusted because they were applying for an H-1B or whatever, or they had the chance to select to be actually deported. So they actually waited for a bit, but then they decided to go back home at the end of the day.
What country?
Egypt.
So I have a man and a woman who are in the United States in the early 2000s. They're out of status. They have a kid, and that kid, they all go back to Egypt, or they all go outside the United States.
Yeah.
It's more than 10 years ago. So if they had a bar, that 10 years has been satisfied.
Yeah.
This U.S. citizen hasn't really been living in the United States that much. And now everybody would like to come back, the U.S. citizen kid and the parents.
Yes, sir. That's exactly
right. I got it. Yeah, sure. So do they have any kind of base of operations for the U.S. citizen, or has she really just like not been here at all?
She was born here and she lived here for like 5-6 years.
Yeah, but as an adult, she hasn't been here.
No, she hasn't been here as an adult, no.
And so clearly she probably hasn't paid taxes in the last 3 years.
Well, she was younger than 18 when she actually left, so she hasn't paid taxes, no. But I think in case of that, maybe, I don't know if you're asking that because of the sponsorship issue.
Well, yeah, that's going to be later, but yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I think they have other family members which can like sign the affidavit and whatever. If there's something that I don't know the exact process.
But she still has to file tax returns. Even though she'll have a co-sponsor, she still has to have tax returns for the last 3 years. This is one of the ways that they sort of enforce people paying their taxes. So if I have a magic wand and I'm in charge, and this is your cousin?
She's actually my sister.
Oh, your sister. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So are you in the United States or are you in Egypt?
Yep. I'm in the United States, yeah.
Okay. So I would have her file an I-130 petition for your mom and your dad and list your address in the United States.
Okay.
If she's a U.S. citizen and she is now, do I think it would be better if she came back at least once before then to file? Yeah, I do. Could I live without it if it's a hardship for her to come? It'd be better for her to come and show that she has some kind of connection to the United States. I would have her come back. I'd have her get a library card at your address. I'd have her get a bank account at your address, sort of set some things up so that we have records down. Because later on, we're going to have to show that she's domiciled in the United States, because they're going to be like, why should we give mom and dad a green card if you don't even live here?
She was actually thinking about coming and doing some sort of work or something, like a job or something.
So that would be really great. If she could actually file from here and be here when she files, that would be great. So
is there a limit on how much time she should wait until if she comes and gets all that job and the paperwork done, like her driver's license or library card or whatever,
a month is fine. A month is fine. Zero is fine. We could do it without her being here. I don't think that's better. If she's willing and thinking about coming, let's do that. Let's establish a little bit of domicile. Then she comes, she sets things up, she gets a little job. She goes to see an accountant and says, hey, I haven't made any money the last 3 years, but I need tax returns for 2022, 2021, and 2020. Or actually, I wouldn't do 2020, just 21 and 22, because she's going to need 23 later.
Yeah.
And so, but you don't need the affidavit support stuff till later. So the I-130 is this her parents? Are these her parents? Yeah, this is the birth certificate. She was born in America. Their names are on the birth certificate, and they've lived together, or they've had a life together. They know each other. It's a real relationship between daughter and parents.
Yep.
Get that I-130. That's going to take a year and 20 minutes, a year and 2 months, 3 months.
Okay.
Also, I would I would track down mom and dad's old immigration papers. So if
They
ever
have all
find-
of that, and they even
Okay.
have the paperwork for the 10-year deportation thing, which they
Yeah.
are completed.
So I'm glad they have it, but I would still request it from the government because I want to see what else I can get.
Okay.
So that can all be pending while the I-130 is pending. That's all good. And they can just send it to your address, or they'll send it on a CD, right?
Yeah.
So then once it's approved, then she has to start processing their cases with the National Visa Center. She has to pay the fees. She has to fill out the DS-260s for them. And then eventually they're going to get an interview in Cairo. The deportation will come up, but they've done their time. They're going to have to prove that they've been outside the United States since they left. So, they should start working on, how do I show that I was living in Egypt or Dubai or wherever in 2004, in 2005, in 2006, in 2010, in 2014.
Yep.
Like, you have to prove
that say that they're here, like bills or whatever.
or
Contract.
doctor visits or any of that stuff. Yep.
Gotcha. Like, work, pay stubs from there, stuff like that. So we would start off by her coming here first and doing her 21, 22 taxes, and 21, 22 are basically going to be zeros, right?
Yep.
She hasn't made anything, and then 23 she's going to do it.
23 will probably be zero. 23 will probably be zero too, because December's
of course, of course. And then finish up all her paperwork, address, driver's license, and then file, and then she can leave after that. After that file, if she wants to leave, she can leave.
Yep.
But then follow up after that. So this is how we start the snowball rolling, right?
That's exactly right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right, see you, buddy.
Thank you very much, friend. Bye.
You got it. All right. We're getting good questions today. Rosia is asking, do I like baklava? I do like baklava. I do indeed. Funny story about baklava. The first time Amani tried to make it, she didn't cut it before she baked it. So when it came out, it all fell apart when she tried to cut it. And her mom said, "What are you, stupid? You got to cut it before you cook it." So she'd probably be mad if I told that story. Looks like Mo's back. I think he's still mad about the medical. Mo, are you still mad about the medical?
No. It's just when you said that the room is empty, so I just want to try to make some animation in the room. That's it.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
Thanks,
it's
buddy.
I have a different question if you have nobody.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes. Actually, the case I was talking about is not mine, but it's just about a friend of mine. But when he started, he went to he did it by some, what you told them, those janky
notarios or paralegals.
Yes, something like that. So he did file only the 485 and the I-130 for his wife.
Okay.
And that's it, with no I-765 or 131. But anyway, after that, he got the I-130 approved. 485 are pending because they asked him for 864. Then another RFE about proof of the marriage and all that stuff. The marriage is genuine. They're still together. They are old, both of them.
They just don't know how to file a case.
Exactly. So the mistake then, and also the USCIS makes too long. So until he find out, because his mom died, so he was out of the country. So he didn't take care of the case. So he thought that the case was terminated because the last RFE he got, they said if you don't get any response by 3 months, that's it. So it's declined. So in his mind, the case is done. Then he filed another one. He filed another one for 85 with 765 and with I-131, just like 3 or 4 months now.
Okay.
But he didn't. Then when he filed the new one, after like 2 months, let's say 2 or 3 months, then he got the RFE about the old case, the one we would talk about the 601 waiver for medical vaccination, and both of those, and he didn't withdraw the other one because he didn't know.
Yeah.
So in the portal, they have the old one and the new one, both of them there, the 485. But the 485, the old one, it doesn't have the new RFE The last RFE he does, it was in 2022. But the new one is not there. But he got it in a letter. So that's one we try to revive the old one without withdrawing the new one. Is that okay too? That's my question to you now.
Okay, so first of all, Mo, this is the second time this week that somebody told me, hey, Jim, I had a really old I-45. I thought it was dismissed. I thought it was terminated. I thought it was dead on arrival. I filed a second one, and then all of a sudden, I started getting mail on the first one. Is that, and that's what you're telling me, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so then the question is, since he filed green card number 2, since then, what mail has he received on either case number 1 or case number 2? Has he gotten any mail from them on number 1?
Sure. From the number 1, just the receipt and the biometric schedule, and he did it for the new one. The old one, the RFE. That's it.
So tell me what the RFE was on the old one.
The one about the 601 waiver, medical, for the medical.
Oh, the one you were telling me about before?
Exactly, yes.
Oh, so now it's okay.
So the medical is for the original one, for the old one, I mean.
So, okay. So, okay. So back when there was only one case on file.
Yes.
I thought you said that back then, the last he heard from them was an RFE that he never responded to. Is that right?
No? Yes. But he responded to it even though it was out of the dates, and it was received by them. But nothing happened about that. It's been a year now, since December 22. That's the last RFE about the old one. Mm-hmm. Actually, 31st of December 22.
Okay, so let me make sure that I got it. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So back in 2022, his first case was the only one on file.
Yes.
And it was humming along, and then he got a request for evidence for medical.
No. The medical just now, after he filed the new one, he got the RFE for the medical for the old one. After he filed the new one.
Had he never filed medical in the old one?
He did, but it was, like we said, deficient. Okay. So,
I gotcha. Okay. So what's the question now?
The question, both of them are still there. Do we have to withdraw something, or is it gonna just make their life hard?
No, I wouldn't withdraw everything, because they might just still consider that first one dead. I wouldn't withdraw anything. Okay. And the new one, that's the medical we're sending now. The new one, the new case, the 485, because it was supposed we went back to the doctor and we get the one he sent with the old one. Not the old one, the new one, to the old one, to the RFE of the old one. Is that okay too? The medical that's it. So we asked him, and he gave us a sealed envelope, and we're gonna send it now to the address Chicago field office. I double checked. I see the address of Chicago field office. Yeah. I told you. For case 1 or for case 2?
No, for case 1. With case 2, we're not talking about it because we didn't get anything from it. Neither the 730, 731 or I-131. I mean.
Thanks, Mo.
Take care. Bye. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, yeah, I knew that address was on there. All right. Dave is here. Hello, Dave.
Hey, Jim. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Is it okay if I turn on my camera?
It's off. Yep, I got you off.
Okay, so just want to say thank you for the great job that you're doing.
Sure.
I have a couple questions. I have a friend that she's a green card holder, and she got a notice to appear for jury duty. She tried to call them and to inform them that she's not a citizen. She's not she shouldn't be doing that service. How should she go about doing this? Just ignore the letter?
No. What state does she live in?
Connecticut.
How did she end up on the jury duty rolls.
I don't know. They usually make mistakes here in the DMV, so.
So she needs to get a complete copy of her DMV record and figure out when and how they came to believe that she's a U.S. citizen.
Oh, okay.
So probably on one time she'd renewed it or something, they marked her as a U.S. citizen and said she was eligible to vote and all that stuff. She has to undo that, and phone calls ain't going to do it. She needs to document all of it in writing. You have to show that you sort of quickly, once you found out that you quickly took action and made it clear to everybody that you weren't a U.S. citizen and that whatever application marked that you were, that it's withdrawn and nullified immediately.
Okay, I'll let her know that.
If she just calls, then there's no real record that she took care of business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then there's nobody on the line to actually to talk to as well. So
yeah, she's got to go.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would start. So here in Missouri, we would start with the state, like in Jefferson City. That's where the licensed people are. I would figure out at the state level who handles it in Connecticut and either go there or call there and then start the process by talking to them. I wouldn't just go to some local field office or local DMV. I would start at the top and work my way down.
Okay, I'll let her know that. Thank you for that.
Bye, Dave.
Yeah, no, I got a couple more questions. I'm sorry.
Oh, great. No, you're fine, buddy. I have no one in the waiting room, so it's all you. You got all the time in the world.
Right. I want to give a shout out to Andrew and Juliana. They handled my son's case.
Nice.
And he got a citizenship.
Great. That's
right.
great.
One of the things, I've been undocumented for like about 16 years since you opened your law firm, I think it was.
Yeah, 16 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I came in 2007, and well, my ex-wife got married to another dude, and she sponsored my son, and he got his citizenship. Is he allowed to sponsor me, or?
Yeah, he
is. Okay. So
yeah, I mean,
I'm definitely.
Hold on, just real quick. Were your parental rights were never terminated, right?
I actually gave her everything, like gave up the rights for the kids, but my name is on his birth certificate. I never contested the divorce or anything for the kids.
Okay, well, I'm not a family lawyer, and I don't know exactly how that all works, but I think that as long as your rights were not formally terminated, in that you said, I have no connection to this child, I disavow this child, and this child is going to go be the father of the stepfather, the child of the stepfather. If that didn't happen, then I think he could still get his green card and then citizenship, even if that didn't happen. So if that didn't happen, then I think he can sponsor you.
Oh, okay, that's good news. So I'm definitely going to be in contact with you guys for.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Also,
definitely worth a conversation, and talk to Andrew because he's the smartest one of the bunch.
Right. So I used my my son and my ex-wife's address for quite a while because I'm living in Massachusetts. But I didn't have like any documents to have an apartment on my name. So
yeah.
I stayed with some friends and stuff for maybe like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And I used their address because it's a more stable address. Even with the stepdad, he was okay with it, Like I could use their address, whatever, to use my license and everything. I did a background check on myself, and I saw that my address, my ID, and my everything came up as their address. Is that going to be a problem?
As Ricky Ricardo used to say, you're going to have some explaining to do. Is that the same address as the stepfather?
At one point, I think it was, but they've been divorced for quite a while now, since 2016. But in Connecticut, they were given the driver's license to undocumented immigrants, so I just needed a license. All this time, I worked in Massachusetts. I lived in Massachusetts.
I would say that we're going to need to piece it all together and look everything very carefully. I think there's some things that might cause us some problems, but it's certainly worth talking about. But yeah, I mean, that's something that I understand how and why you got that driver's license, but what we don't want is for them to think that this was all just a sham. To if you and your son's mother got back together, that would be really bad.
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Okay.
Also, I got evicted from my apartment in Massachusetts August, me and my because we were not on the lease, and they evicted us. So I actually got my own apartment in Connecticut, like about maybe 15, 20 minutes away from my son's house, my ex-wife's house now. I'm wondering if that's going to be a problem as well. Like I'm in the same state with them.
No, that's fine.
And
that's the least of our concerns. We got other things to worry about.
Right. I had a couple more questions, but I can't even remember at this time. Then you get nervous when I'm talking to Jim. That's what it is.
You're doing great. No, just email Andrew or email me. We can all talk. We can all talk together.
Oh,
you don't have to do it on camera.
And for a case like mine, how much would that cost? Like if my son is going to be my sponsor.
Let's see here. Hold on. Let me get out my calculator. Let's see. That's $1 million. $1 million. No.
I only got 500,000.
Okay, good. I'll give you a discount, 500,000. A green card case is usually 5,700. So, 57. Yeah.
So I'm waiting on my birth certificate from my home country because I have the previous version. Should I go ahead and sign up the contract with you guys or have a discussion with you guys right now? And
I think this is what you should do. Tell your son to email Yuli, me, and Andrew, or at least Yuli and Andrew, and say, hey, my dad was on the show with Jim on Saturday. He was wondering if we could all talk next week. Well, I'm out of town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But next week, could we talk next week about trying to sponsor him for a green card? And he wants to meet with Jim and Andrew together, maybe on Friday.
Oh, okay. All right, that would be great. Also, one last question before you go. I filed taxes with an ITIN. Would I have to submit my taxes together with my application if I do decide to send that?
No, we don't usually submit the taxes of the beneficiary. Those are usually irrelevant.
Oh, okay. All right, great news. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Dave. See you, buddy.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye. Inomajan's asking, do we take the DV cases? I'm assuming you mean diversity visa and not domestic violence. Yes, Imojan, we do take diversity visa. We like working on those. We're handling 2 of them right now. Raul is here. Hello, Raul. Oh, is Raul gone? I think Raul's gone. Hey, our friend BS is here. Hello, BS.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for taking me. Can I turn off the camera?
The camera is off.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing great, Jim. I have a question. Do you remember last time we talking about the filing, sponsoring one of my family member through employer basis criteria, since we have a couple of small business here in the United States.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So my family wants to hire you as a lawyer, and we want to try, at least we want to give up try, because that's the only family member left our in country, home country. Other 75%, we are everybody here. So we want to hire you to at least try. So how can I contact you?
I'll put up the link. So just send an email to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Just say I'm BS. Jim knows me from the show. Here, I'll put it up. Where is it? Let's see.
Okay, I'll write down the email and phone number.
Yeah.
Both.
The phone number is 314-961-8200. But just email. If you send an email over the weekend, I'll get it. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. And just say, this is from BS, and I'll email you back.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And one last thing.
Sure.
Jim, how long is gonna take to the final stage, like applying with the Labor Department and they get approved, and then from USCIS to NBC and the consular processing? What do you think? How long is gonna take on
Well, that would take 2 years, but the problem is there's a backlog of visas, so the whole thing is probably going to take about 4 years. That's what I told someone the other day for an EB3. So it's not so much that that's going to take so long; it's that the visa bulletin is backlogged and there's people in line ahead of her. So probably about 4 years.
Probably about 4 years.
Yeah.
And then a last thing, Jim. How about chances to get the visa? What do you say? No, because since you are doing in this field and you are an immigration attorney, so on your assessment, what is the chances of getting the visa? Like how many percentage?
I don't know. We'd have to talk it all through. Generally, employment-based green card's okay, but whenever you're doing it for, I don't know. Let's just talk about that when we talk. I don't know. I want to go through it all again with you. I don't really remember all the details of that call, but we can talk about it.
No worries. All right.
Bye, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you,
See
Jim.
ya. Yep. Bye. Camille is here. Hello, Camille.
Hi, Jim. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good. Just a quick question. This is Camille from the last time I called about my mom passed and the advance parole was produced. Can I travel and have my lawyer posted it for me, or that will cause a problem?
So let's back up. So I think if I remember correctly, you were out of status at the time that you applied, that you got married. Is that right?
Yes, like a month or 3 weeks.
Okay. And how long has your green card case been pending?
A year.
And what field, if you had an interview, what field office would it be?
Charleston, South Carolina.
And you applied for advanced parole and you got advanced parole, right?
I applied for advanced parole and they did not approve it, but I asked for expedite and they did.
So they said we've expedited, but you don't have advanced parole in hand.
No, it's produced and maybe in the mail sometime, but the funeral would be on Wednesday. So I'm asking if that should be possible. If not, just asking.
Anything's possible, but whether, I mean, I can't tell you in good faith to do that just because too many weird things can happen. They know now they know as soon as you leave.
Yeah.
And so what I would hate for you to lose is this whole year that you've been waiting, just because they say we never, like, the card never comes. There's nothing for your lawyer to send to you.
Okay.
You don't have an approval notice in hand, so you could be stuck outside the United States for a year if they don't give you that advanced parole.
Oh. So if I should go to the field office and explain my situation, if they give me a re-entry stamp, could that be possible?
That is possible. And in fact, our friend Pineapple Lemon just said the same thing. Can't you go to the field office? I would start calling on Monday morning and see if you can go. And you might even just go to the field office and see what they say. I mean, usually they don't like it when people just show up, but you might just go Monday morning at 9 and see what they'll do.
My intention is to do that. So I will do that. And thank you for your advice.
Good luck, Camille. Let me know how it goes, okay?
Yes, I surely do.
See ya. All right, Raul is here. Hello, Raul.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I got a question.
Okay.
Okay. I applied for my EADs in March 2022 for Asylum, so I did not receive it. So I got married in July 9, 2022. They applied for the full package. So I received both EAD in July 2023.
Both EADs?
Yes.
The asylum one and the marriage one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The things when I receive it, I did not renew my driver license. I know, okay, I already have my EADs in pocket, so I can renew my my driver license anytime I want.
Yep.
So in November, I went to DMV. They told me they can verify me, so I was surprised. I said, I don't know what's going on, but I got both EAD. They're gonna expire in 2025.
Yeah.
So how can they send me the EAD? The MV cannot verify. They
So
asked me to call. They asked me to call USCI to see what's going on.
No. What state do you live in?
I live in Maryland.
So I would go to the state capital where the DMV is located with your EADs and say, what the heck's going on? I have proof of status. This is my status. I would bring my I-130 and 45 receipt notices and saying, something's wrong with your system. I'm in valid status. Please give me my driver's license.
Okay, but I didn't finish. So I changed the MVA. I went somewhere.
That was my other thing, to try a different one. Yep.
Yes, I would try it. So I would try it. I would get I already have that, but I would try it. So I
Okay.
changed the MVA. I went somewhere. And I already have both of me because in case if you didn't, they say, but I was thinking about if it, like USCI can say just one to MVA. If they ask me another one, I want to show another one. So I went there. They asked me what happened last time you came here. So I went in different location. They told they can verify me. Come later, but they can update the system.
Yeah.
Can be verified. So when I went there, they say what happened. I said they say they cannot verify me in the system. That's why I didn't renew last time. So when I give it to them, the one for Asali, they told me the picture doesn't look like me. I say wonderful. I don't know what's going on. So they can renew it. They're going to verify. So I make an inquiry USCIS. I call them. They didn't call me. They sent me the email and told me they check my case. So both EAD was delivered to my email. If you are moved, I did not update my address. That means it gets lost. Also, that's not my point. I have both EAD in my hand. The thing
Right.
they told me they can verify me in the system.
Can or can't.
They cannot. They cannot verify me. MVSA they cannot verify me in the system.
Oh, you told them. You told them that. Yeah, got it.
I told them that. They told me the way they send, the way they MVA verify this card. It's very simple. They even send me the link, everything. So okay, when do I go to MVA? I told them. They say okay, we send the response to MVA in November 22nd. Because I was trying to just walk in the USCIS office. So I went there, they told me there's no walk in. So call if they give you like the info pass, if they give you an appointment, the officer can schedule the appointment, you can come in. So they told me just go back to MVA in 22nd. So I went there. That's what they told me. The picture, they're gonna verify the picture is not me. I said, I got both. I can do everything. If you got it, scan everything, you can do it. I'm ready to do everything. I want to renew my driver license. That's what I used to work. If I don't renew my driver license, maybe I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna everything. I can drive to work. I can do nothing. So they're gonna verify. So until today, my driver license expired. I haven't renewed it. So they say they're still the case still pending. But USCIS told me they sent everything. So I don't know what's going on. I'm very lost. But my question is, if I got a marriage interview case coming up, how can I do if they ask me if I drive license? If I don't have a drive license, it's valid.
I think you just tell them that. You just tell them that horrible story you just told me.
Oh, okay.
And you might just try to get a state ID at that address so that you at least have proof of that.
Because they told me I can have state ID. The other things they can give me the driver license, but they're gonna downgrade me because I got CDL. I got commercial driver license. But they say if they downgrade, they're gonna give me like an ID driver license with restriction.
I would stop going to local offices. I would go to headquarters and try to go up and down.
Oh, so what do you say again? Where can I go in Maryland? Where?
Yeah, wherever the Maryland headquarters are for the DMV, that's where I would go.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's my problem. That was my question. Thank you for everything. I don't know if you remember about me.
I don't. Sorry, Raul.
Oh, I'm one of your customers.
Nice. Good luck, buddy.
You too. Bye-bye.
See you, man. All right. I do a lot of calls, Raul. Sorry, I don't remember everybody right off the bat, especially when I can't see a face. All right, so there he is. I see. There's Raul. Hey, buddy. How you doing? All right, I see you now in the waiting room. I will be back sometime between now and Thursday, maybe Monday, maybe Sunday, maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. If you want to know when I'm going live next, text the word show to 314-470-3300, and I will we will send you a text when it's time to go live next. Might be tomorrow, like I said. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. I hope you all do something fun. I'm going to go out and get in the sun, go get my hair cut, and then go for a walk with my beautiful wife. Should be a chill night tonight. And I hope you all just have a great weekend. The Jets are playing tomorrow. Let's see who the Jets are playing. I don't know that I've really checked. I'm sure they're going to lose again. They're just so bad. They're bringing Zach Wilson back. Jets game tomorrow. Jets game Sunday. Oh, the Houston Texans, the 7-5 Texans at the 4-8 New York Jets. Boy, are they bad. Top 10, the email here, if you want to get a hold of us, is info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Tony likes the Niners now. Umrah, my assistant, loves, of all teams, the 49ers and the Eagles, which is really weird. They played each other last week. But if you need to email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Don't forget, next Friday, we have our 5-hour show. 5-hour show. Should be fun. Bye, everybody.